And let's go ahead and create the login form. The first thing we need is the model, and is the simple login .models.user model. And then we're going to start a new form in here. So using, there's a fly here, HTML dot begin form, and then at HTML dot validation summary. So we're going to validate the data in here, and we're going to say login failed. Check your login details. And now let's go ahead and start building the form. So our first div, field set, legend. This is going to be our login form. And now let's just go ahead and create each one of our items on the login. And then I'll show you this right after. So at HTML.label for u goes to u.email. You know, one thing that we didn't do was the display. So let's go back to the model really quick, and let's change this to the display in here. Display name equals email address, and then this is display password. So these attributes right here are going to be used user index. I'm doing this at the wrong place. Let me copy this whole thing really quick and go into the login in here. Alright, that's better. And I'm just going to put this back to h2 index h2. I hope I didn't confuse you. The only thing I was doing, I was creating the view inside the index view, but actually what I'm creating is the login. So I just put the index back to normal. Sorry about that. So when you see something like this, a label for mail, that means that it's going to pick up whatever the display is from the model, because we're passing the model in. Okay. What else we need? So we have email, and then that's the label for the email. And now we need an actual text box for the email. So at HTML dot text box for the email, and also the validation. So when we added those messages on the validation message for u goes to u.mail, when we did in the model, when we do things like this, is string 150 email, there are some automatic validation messages that MVC4 comes up with. You can always tweak those, or you can display your own, but I'm just going to leave the default. And if you want those messages to be displayed, here's how you do it. You put in the helper tag HTML validation message for the email, and then you're going to get those validation messages. So let me be lazy, copy and paste this really quick, because there is no need to retype the whole thing. And now this is for password. This is for password, so it's pretty much the same thing, right? Dot password. And then at the very end here, we have to close our form. Input type equals submit. Submit, and the value is login. All right. So now we have our login form done. Let's go ahead and tackle the view share layout. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, because each one of these pages inherit from layout, which means that the layout's going to get hit first before anything else. And I'm going to leave everything as is right there, and I'm simply going to copy and paste this in here just because it's faster, and you're probably tired of seeing me typing. And all I'm doing here is creating 2 links on the top, depending if you are authenticated or not. Okay, then you're either gonna have a you're either gonna have a sign out or sign in. Let me change this to log out, log in, and I didn't call it registered. I called it registration. So this is registration in here, and I forgot to create the log out. So let's go ahead and then do a log out in here. Public action result log out, return view. Okay, and then let's add the view for that, and we should be okay. So let me go ahead and put a breakpoint, and then just quickly look at what we have so far. So user model, log in, put a breakpoint in there, put another one in here. We're missing a lot of code in here, but let's just take a look really quick to see what it looks like. So far we have the home page in here, and we have a register or login at the top. When I click login, it's going to hit the breakpoint, and you can see that it's hitting. I have 2 logins with the same I have 2 methods with the same name, but MVC4 is smart enough to know which one I want to use because of the overloaded and because of the HTTP GET and POST. So at this point, I'm going to press F11, go inside the login view, and then it's going to start building my form, the one that we just built it together. And once this is done, now we have a nice form that we can enter the login information. Of course, right now, if we enter any type of information in here and press the login button, nothing's going to happen actually. So and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, click login. You can see that now I get the HTTP post, and now we're going to write some code in here to validate if this user right here is correct. Okay. And at this point, nothing happens because we don't have any code in there. So let's go ahead and keep working on that.